Hey, everybody, checking in from I-5 heading south with the 49ers update. I just can't wait because good news for the 49ers. Although Brock Purdy is going to more than likely, now let's just say 100% miss the season finale week 18 at the Arizona Cardinals, there is no long-term impact to the elbow injury he sustained Monday night late in that game. Right elbow contusion, which means a bruise, and also nerve inflammation. That's what Kyle Shanahan reported to the media. He had Brock Purdy did have his MRI examination early in the day, and so the results came back. So everybody around 49er land certainly breathing a sigh of relief that Brock Purdy will be okay. And next stop for Brock Purdy, the significant pay raise that he's going to get this offseason. He went from, or he's going to go from being one of the lowest paid quarterbacks in the league, one of the lowest paid players on the 49ers team, period, to one of the highest paid players in the NFL, and certainly the highest paid player on the 49ers. So, as I said, I'm checking in from the road. I'm not driving. So, uh, no one is at danger as we're flying down I-5. A little bit of a bucket list item because things just kind of worked out well. My wife went to Oregon. My youngest daughter's a sophomore at University of Oregon, so we're going down to the Rose Bowl. Excited to get down there and watch the game on New Year's Day, Oregon against Ohio State. Um, so I reached out. I know there was a lot of discussion going into this game Monday night against the Lions about, whether the 49ers should play Brock Purdy with so many moving parts on the 49ers offensive line. Charlie Heck started. He played 32 snaps. Austin Pleasance came in the second half. He played 32 snaps. And I thought, all in all, the offensive line did a very good job protecting Purdy. He was sacked twice in that game. And even, the play in which he sustained the injury, it wasn't, it was a blitz, obviously, unblocked. What the mess up there, I don't know, but it's something that happens a lot. It was a football play. And I did talk to somebody close to Purdy about just kind of what the thought was for Brock Purdy being out there, being sent out there in a game where the 49ers offensive line was in flux. And the comment back was no issues at all with the 49ers deciding to play Brock Purdy in that game. And kind of as an aside, baller is going to ball. So Brock Purdy is a baller. It seemed like he was more, uh, what was on his mind after the game was that he didn't tap out of the game, that he just really couldn't throw the football. But, I don't think that was even a conversation among the 49ers, among Brock Purdy, among any of the players, whether any of those guys were going to sit out of that game. If you're healthy, you play. That's what Fred Warner said. That's what Nick Bosa says. That's what everybody says. And so I think it would have probably a longer term impact on the team if the 49ers said, okay, these are the 4 or 5 guys who are important to the team that we don't want to play in these final 2 games, because what kind of signals that send to the rest of the team? And especially if you're a captain, your obligation is to get out there and play. There's also just the integrity factor. So, anyway, that's why Brock Purdy played Monday night, and that's why he's not going to play Sunday against Arizona Cardinals, because he's not healthy. And, I don't know what the extent of that injury is as far as how long it would keep him out if the 49ers were in the regular season. But all that matters is that he won't play against the Cardinals. That game is Sunday in Arizona. And so the 49ers will turn to a backup quarterback. Kyle Shanahan said that they're still putting the game last night to rest, and that a decision will be made later in the day who's going to be starting at quarterback. I think it's I would be very surprised if it's not Joshua Dobbs. Uh, Brandon Allen has been the backup quarterback for most of the season. The 2 games in which Dobbs was anointed the backup over Brandon Allen were 2 games where Shanahan felt like his running ability was going to be something that the 49ers needed in that game against the Buffalo Bills, where Purdy had the shoulder issue, or he's coming off the shoulder issue, and it was going to be windy and snowy. Shanahan thought it might be a game that would lend itself to a little chaos, quarterback having to make plays, running around a little bit. So that's why Joshua Dobbs was active for that game. And then the game last night, Dobbs was active because of the offensive line in flux. A new left tackle, a new left guard, and even at that point, Colton McKivitz was questionable at right tackle. So the 49ers, weren't sure exactly how that offensive line would hold up. Ultimately, what Kyle Shanahan said was he was really proud of the way Charlie Heck played and Austin Pleasance played and Nick Zakelj. Nick Zakelj made his first NFL start. And then for Charlie Heck and Austin Pleasance, those guys haven't even been with the team a full week. And they were thrust into action and they played pretty well also. So I would assume that with an offensive line that's still learning each other and now just a week in, I would think that Joshua Dobbs will get the call. And also, he played very well, led the 49ers on a touchdown drive when he stepped in there after Brock Purdy was injured. So let me look for Joshua Dobbs to get the call. One other thing, Jake Moody remains on the team. He will remain as the team's kicker through the Week 18 game. And then I would expect, his confidence obviously has taken a hit. He talked about that after the game. This is a guy who started the season 13 of 14, had the high ankle sprain, and then he's been kind of a disaster since then, going 10 of 18 on field goal attempts. Last night also missed an extra point. You know, a lot of his kicks have been long ones, the ones in the game Monday night, 51 yards and 58 yards. And everything, the operation was clean on those. Kyle Shanahan said that the one play where the operation was not clean was on the extra point that he missed, but he said he still has to make that. So we'll see what the offseason holds. I would assume that Moody will remain on the roster through the offseason, and then they'll bring in some competition, and it will be a competition with the two guys on level footing, and then we'll see what happens. Talk about Jake Moody. There's also Mooney Charvarius Ward. He will be back with the team this week. We've talked about Charvarius had talked about he and the couple having they're expecting a baby boy. Kyle Shanahan didn't want to disclose that. He said that's up to Mooney to reveal what the personal reason was, but he did say it was a good reason, a very positive reason. And so the 49ers expect Charvarius Ward back in the building this week. Remember, he's scheduled for unrestricted free agency at the end of the year. More than likely, he will not be back with the team, but probably be good for everybody to have Mooney back in the building. Very popular teammate for that final game against the Cardinals, but certainly the 49ers kind of they covered their tracks for next season, selecting Renardo Green in the second round of the 2024 draft. So Renardo Green and Diamador Lenore very much expected to be the 49ers starting cornerbacks for next season. All right, that's the quick update from I-5. Where are we? I think we're in we're south of Fireball. Let's see, where are we? We're in Butterwillow. No, what is it? Buttonwillow. We're in Buttonwillow, heading to the Rose Bowl. So that is it for now. Thank you for watching. If you have a question or comment, hit it up in the comment section. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And that is it for now.